some of the reactions the new students have had to them, and we kind of realized that, maybe there's some things we ought to spend some time going over tonight, just to make sure everyone feels more comfortable with all the dancing that we've been doing. So we started writing some things down, and we just have a short list of things we thought we'd go over with Stan later tonight. So I hope everyone is planning on being here for a while this evening. We certainly want to make sure that everyone is prepared, and so we want you to plan your schedules accordingly. So Kathy and I got to thinking about our feelings on our graduation night just 3 short years ago. Yes, just a little while ago, we were in all of your positions. And we thought, well, maybe we need to relate some of our thoughts that night back to you to see if they sound familiar. And they went something like this. Come and listen to a story about an aging pair, a couple of empty nesters who would just sit and stare. Then one day, Kathy said, we're signed up, and she dragged Tom along like a whimpering pup. Square dancing, she said, you and me. Well, the first thing you know, we're dancing in a square. Who would ever guess that we would still be there? Discovered West County Spinners was the place we ought to be. So we finished up our lessons and signed up cheerily. I learned really early in life that what I do best is get up in front of groups, a lot like this one, and just make a complete fool of myself. So you can see how in the natural circle of life, square dancing was just the next step for me. I mean, how hard could it possibly be? You gather up 4 couples, face them in a square, a caller yells a few calls, and you move there. How hard can it be? However, upon arriving on our first night in the hall, we discovered the angels had a lot of knees and hips and a ball. Even our new dancer coordinator was fearing a fall. I thought to myself, square dancing just might not be for all. But that night, we learned that Alaman left our corner and weaved the ring. My hopes were high as we learned to swing. Then the highlight of the evening came at the end of the first night, when we learned to yellow rock. All right! Well, for all these years, I've been trying to figure how to hug a strange girl and not get disfigured. Each week the lessons continued and we got more confused, but everyone was having so much fun, how could we refuse? 4 hands around in grand square, make a right-hand star. Ping pong circulate. What the heck is an Alaman bar? What does it mean to wheel and deal or do a do-si-do? Bend the line, load the boat, makes no difference, I still don't know which way to go. Flutter wheel, Ferris wheel, doing the teacup chain, spin the top, linear cycle. These just sound insane. I was just a humble beginner. These terms were all brand new. Will I ever get to know how to do a spin chain through? From basic to mainstream, we learned to prance. And then Stan scared us to death when he said, you're ready for a new dancer dance. Now, this is the part I don't understand. The caller that night said, chain your lady to the opposite man. Now, that's something I could never do. Would you want some lady chained to you? Then things started getting worse. For where? I found myself caught in a really strange square. The angel across seemed so friendly and gay, and she extended her hand across the way. But before I knew it, she had me in a half Nelson twist and twisted my arm and snapped my wrist. I said, lady, why did you do that? She said, you silly galoot, I was just boxing the net. I said to my wife, I've had it up to here. Chase right, honey, because we're out of here. And just when I thought my tension reached its height, we heard them yell, we're dancing here again on Saturday night. As I drove from the parking lot that night, I know my frustration was still at its height. I slipped the clutch and spun chain and exchanged several gears that night. Now, Stan convinced me it would get easier. On that, I came to depend. So I kept on trying, while enjoying almost all of my new friends. I'm still having trouble with that lady, but, you know. Even when we goofed and laughed and cried, Stan found a way to help us survive. We've all had our fill and share of confusing, but tonight, I think we all agree it has all been pretty amusing. Somehow you all managed to get through it, and if you ever doubt that you're fit, just ask Stan, and he'll tell you, you got it! So now it's time to say welcome to all our newfound kin, and we would like to thank you all for kindly dropping in. You know you're always invited back to this locality to have another helping of our hospitality. Square dancing, that is. Y'all come back now, here. So on behalf of Stan and all the angels, we would like to congratulate all the new dancers of the class of 2013. And thank you very much for all of your patience, persistence, perseverance, patience, and your great attitude. Did I mention patience? And if any of you ever have trouble finding someone to dance with, just give us a call. Surely I can find somebody else to get you in the square with. So. We are, by all means, proud of every one of you, and we look forward to seeing all of you across the square for many years to come. Thank you, and congratulations. Let's dance.